Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's a brand new year, brand new week. Hope you all had a fantastic new year in your individual celebrations. Hope you had fun and had a great time. But now it's time to jump into day one of a brand new week here on, well, actually, I don't know where we're going to go yet. I'm still kind of mulling it around a little bit in the background of my mind, but we are going to start off with 200 sleep points. So that puts us at 12,218. And let's go ahead and jump straight into this sleep research, see how the new year is going to do. Well, we'll see how we're going to start the new year anyway. 8 hours, 33 minutes. Actually, quite an interesting chart. 7% dozing. That's less than I thought it would be. 40% snoozing and 53% slumbering. Which I definitely needed after last night. Got a slumbering type. So maybe we'll get something interesting. Let's see what's possible on slumbering and snowdrop. It's like the island I know the spawns the least. We did get 2 3-stars and a top belly, so that's good. 43.8 million. That is probably our record here on snowdrop. Almost certainly. Hey, and a top belly Togepi. And we did get another new sleep style. I think I see either a Swablu or my Altaria is back. It's a Swablu. I was really wanting it to be that Altaria. So we got Swablu, Riolu, Spheal, Togepi, and Snover. Snover, we do still need a better one. And 2 new sleep styles. One of them, what is that, Huggy Bone? Pillow Bone. Pillow Bone sleep. There's the 3-star. That's probably the last one. Yep. All right, so what else are we missing that is new? Ooh, I did not see you at all. Wall Rain. That is very new. Loafing sleep? Hi. Its strong tusks shatter even large chunks of ice. Walrein has been found sleeping with a tusk stuck in the ground, as if perhaps the Pokemon fell asleep while tending to it. Interesting. All right, anybody hungry? No one's hungry. Oh man, we are getting such terrible luck with hungry these last few days. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot to get that Walrein home. And we do desperately still need a better Swablu, so I think that's what we're gonna focus on, because we are definitely not gonna get that Walrein today. So we're gonna see what we can do about this Swablu. Should be pretty easy with the bonus biscuit and the Poke Biscuit. Unless they psych me out and have him fill up just on the one. There's a Swablu in the bag. Everything else is just kind of okay. Not really too fantastic. Outside of the Snover's really the only other thing we need. And I don't know how desperately we need it, so let's see. I'm gonna do something. We've got the resources to do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna feed him a biscuit and one more biscuit. And see if we get a big or nope, no bigger mega hit. And now as long as he's still hungry, good. Now we give him a great biscuit and we take it home. And we do it that way just in case we get a big or a mega hit on the Poke Biscuits. It will help out substantially rather than spending a great biscuit if we don't necessarily have to. That way we can try to hold on to as many great biscuits as possible, being free to play. That is the plan anyway. So we did get 2 to go home with us, so not a bad start to the new year. Swablu so far and Snover. What do we want to send out? I don't know if Swablu or Snover is the better one to send candy out for, but I'm gonna do Swablu just because Altaria is so desperately needed for pretty much anybody for a dragon team. We did get 2,185 research XP and 3,923 dream shards. But let's go ahead and switch on over and see what we got. We got a level 12 and careful. So let's, where are you at? There you are. Level 12 careful with eggs, soybean milk, which I'm not so much worried about the ingredients. And ingredient finder S, not a great start. Helping bonus, that's pretty decent. Helping speed, that's all right. Inventory up S is, it's okay. Skill trigger S, so just not fantastic. And then main skill up and ingredient finding down. So it's actually not bad on Swablu since it has the charge energy main skill. It's not the best, but it's not bad because it is limiting the number of ingredients that we are going to get, so that it means we get more of the berries once it's in Altaria, but it's also giving us more chance to actually restore our own energy with Swablu. So that's not bad at all. Unfortunately, it only works out to a 66, which I think is still the same. Or no, that's probably better than what we have so far. 75% skill trigger value is not bad at all. This actually isn't terrible. I think this one's usable, at least for a while. The only thing that sucks is that ingredient finder S. The rest we could work with and deal with, but ingredient finder S is terrible. So I don't know. We're definitely going to hold on to it because, like I said, I think this is the best one we've found so far. So we will hold on to that, and we could make use of it if need be. But hopefully we're going to find a better one because I don't know that I really want to invest a whole bunch of resources into just a usable one. Well, let's go ahead and move on. We now need to find, where is Snover? There you are. Level 12 and lax nature with all tomatoes. And then we've got helping speed S, which is a great start. Let's go ahead and clear the board. So helping speed S, skill trigger S is okay. Ingredient finder S is good. Yeah, it is an ingredient specialist. I forgot for a brief moment. And then ingredient finder M, also good, but would prefer something else instead of a doubled up sub skill. And a lax nature, not the worst, but it's definitely far from the best. So let's see what we got. Yeah, the unfortunate part is that even though we have ingredient finder M, the calculator doesn't go to level 75, so we can't see what kind of impact that would have. Let's see if ingredient strength looks any different. Not much. It actually is kind of significantly different. About 10 points difference almost. The only downside is that you don't get ingredient finder until level 50. Or no, that's not the only downside. That's a big downside. Another downside is the nature not giving us ingredient finding up is also not helpful. So between this and the Abomasnow we caught yesterday, I'm definitely thinking this one's going to be going to live with the professor. So at least we got 5 more candy. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's get this ball a rolling because we got a lot to do today. And the first thing we need to do is to collect our daily gift. The New Year's bundles are here. So if you're looking for those, they're in the shop. Go ahead and pick them up if you want them. Free Poke Biscuit. 1 Poke Biscuit to start out the year. And while we're here, it is time to buy out the shop again. Hopefully I have enough bag space. I keep forgetting to check that. But there's 10 Poke Biscuits, 5 Great Biscuits, 3 Handy Candy M's. Come on, click the buttons. 3 Ingredient Ticket M's, which we may use pretty soon. And then 1 Dream Cluster M. And 1 Subskill Seed. And 1 Main Skill Seed. There we go. Job done. And we have now completed our mission of buying out the premium shop twice on our free pass. Unfortunately, I had a terrible sleeping week, so I didn't get my free 15 diamonds, but c'est la vie. And we do have the New Year bonus going on right now. I'm not going to read through this. I'm sure everyone already knows, but we are going to get some bonuses. So make sure you get your sleep logged properly so you can get those extra sleep points and take advantage of all the stuff that's going on this week. And speaking of stuff that's going on, we need to figure out what map we're going to after we get this weekly summary. We are at 15% for the area bonus on Snowdrop now, so we're kind of making some progress there. We're making slow progress in the snow. I kind of feel like keep getting ahead of the weekly summary. Ultra 4 final strength was lower. Well, everything was lower than last week, which makes sense because we had the event last week, which really helped out a lot. But Ultra 4 with 438,000 final strength, 246,000 from berries, and 191,000 from cooking. Sleep midpoint was all over the place, so that makes sense. 4 Handy Candy S's, we can definitely put those to use. I got plenty of sleep every day, which I was kind of surprised. I thought I was going to have a short sleep last night, but ended up actually getting a good amount. But that said, I think that my main goal for this event is to find a better Charmander. It is the one starter that we do not have a good one. It is, I think the one we have is like 50%, 55%, something like that. Which granted, it may be slightly different now because I haven't checked it since they've updated, well, in a while. There have been a few updates to the calculator since I've checked it last, but I don't think it's going to change it to nearly as good as the other two that we have. So I was kind of back and forth on green grass and, oh, we already have 50% bonus on green grass. So no, we're not doing that. That's settled that. Green grass and Taup. Definitely going to go to Taup Hollow. That means new sound data. That's interesting. So that means we will have a more limited spawn pool for the Charmander we're looking for, instead of having the spawn pools flooded with all of the starters. So we're going to go to Taup Hollow. Hopefully we get, oh, curries and stews. That's good. Taup Hollow, we have a pretty solid team. It's not as good as it could be, but it's pretty decent. So we should be able to get quite a few Charmanders popping up. At least that's the plan anyway. But let's go ahead and check. See, still no new news, but the New Year event is starting today. I did not mean to click on that. We did get a medal. What for? Ultra 4 at Snowdrop Tundra. There we go. And another Poke Biscuit. We are just drowning in biscuits now. It feels kind of nice. But what have you guys been up to? What was y'all's New Year's research like? 43 reports. Thought there would be less, actually. I thought people would come home after their revelries and forget to start it up. Oh, I clicked out of it. I thought the menu didn't pop up, but I guess I clicked out of it by accident. So we got 43 reports. I didn't see how many doubled up. But let's go ahead and collect our measly little sum that we're going to get. Hey, that's not measly. That's good. 2 slowpoke tails to start off. That's how you start off the new year, man. Let's see. 2 candies. These Gengar have actually been pretty good about bringing in the candies, which is kind of good. I'm thinking it's getting close to time to really power up our good Snorlax. Maybe. Haven't decided yet if I really want to do that. But since we got curries and stews, ooh, that's not good. What am I missing? It's got to be the herbs. I thought I had enough herbs. Okay, well, speaking of ingredient tickets, we are gonna use some. Let's see. 100 out of 220. I mean, might as well. No, I mean, the tails are nice, but that's not what I wanted. Come on, I just need the herbs. I need a lot of them too. There we go. More tails. I will not complain about more tails. Can we get another one? No, but we did get the herbs we needed. There we go. So those 3 ingredient tickets we bought the other day coming in handy. All right, let's get this grilled tail curry going. Throw in all the mushrooms. Why do we dream? No one yet knows. Where am I going? I do not know. First meal of the week is 16,848. So pretty good start to the week. I think that puts us at basic 2. We'll find out if the loading screen goes away. Oh, did that hit basic 3? Maybe. Oh, it did. Basic 3. There we go. Well, if we're already at basic 3 for breakfast, maybe we can be master 15 by lunch. What did you even drop? 1 berry? Okay. Well, now that we've got breakfast out of the way, just in the nick of time too, because I definitely woke up late after yesterday. Let's see. One second. All right, so this is going to be interesting. We know a couple that we want on the team. Specifically, yes, specifically you. You are very helpful to have on the team, quite substantially. We definitely want you on the team. And have we been getting candies in the background? We have. So we're definitely gonna power you up. Let's see, what do we get? Oh yeah, definitely want to power you up. So level 27 is what we could get to. I'm comfortable with that. That's a good investment. We now have a level 27, and I'm just going to get the team analysis up in the background. So we have a level 27 Marowak now, which already has 115% energy. So, okay. I guess that's good for how we're going to start the day. And then do we want to keep Doug Trio on the team, or do we want to swap? Yeah, see, got distracted. Charmander, the best one we have is 50%, and that's just not worth investing in. So I've held on to him in case we just desperately needed sausages, which doesn't seem to have happened. So not worried about that anymore. But we really need to put, let's go ahead and sort by favorite berries. Need to put our best foot forward today. Oop, there we go. Do we want... Actually, this is probably a good time to work on leveling up this Larvitar. Probably a very good time to work on that. But that is ginger. We could use ginger as a backup ingredient for a backup recipe. So we might do that. But for now, I want to try to find one more berry gatherer. Let's see. So make sure we're on Tau Palo. Let's see if we put lava on the team, what does that look like? And then lava has, what's the main skill? Charge strength. I'm not really worried about clicking on that. I think we get more benefit out of it having a full pack. Let's see. Basically 15,700 in a day versus our other Marowak. Where's it at? Where are you at? Our level 30 Marowak. Which we will be collecting from. But even if we didn't collect from, 17,100. I think I'd rather have the Quilava on the team because he might be putting some candies into it as well. Or maybe not. Huh. Realistically, I would collect from the Marowak to try to get the skill trigger. And I think I'd rather have just the consistent Quilava coming in and powering it up. But also, another good benefit of being on Tau Palo is that we can try to find a better Cyndaquil while we're here, because we obviously need a better one of those too. But now we can move on to ingredients. And I'm not 100% sure that I want to try to get the tail curry as much as we can from... Well, no, we definitely want to make the tail curry as much as possible. But Slowbro is just not helping all that much with getting it coming in. So I think we're going to try to get something more consistent. And I think now might be the time to, first things first, let's get this guy on the team. He's becoming a staple of every team, no matter where we're at. And let's get him to level 30. Actually, we can almost get to level 31. And with a Gengar like this, I don't know why we wouldn't. But first things first, let me just put him on the team, because I do want to check one more thing. There is one Pokemon specifically that I really want to focus on powering up this week. You probably know which one it is. This one. Now the question is, if we can make this bring in the... we don't have the pot space for it. I saw a recipe that looked really good, but we don't have the pot space. If we can make this consistent, so let's go ahead and check out. Well, let's save first before I forget. And let's see if we can get this where we want it. So level 15 with 296 experience to the next level. What does it take to get us to level 30? 111. We have a ton of handy candies. So if it's going to take that much, and let's just say, what do we need to evolve? Is it, yeah, 120? So let's say that we have 85 already. We can definitely do this. It's going to be a huge investment, but I think it's going to be worth it to get those potatoes on the team. We desperately need them. So this is saying 39. Nope. No, I was looking at the wrong one. A lot of. It's going to be a lot. Let's see where we can get just by using the 85 first. We are starting off the new year with a bunch of investments into our teams because we desperately need them. So that leaves us with 120. So if we say we have 0 candies now, and then I didn't know you could click that to return it to 0. Good to know. And experience to next level is 74. That means we need 83. We are pretty much going to have to invest almost everything. First things first, I'm going to use all of our small handy candies just to clear out bag space. So now we have 144 candies, which means we still need all 6 of the medium handy candies to get where we want to be. So then the question becomes, do we use them all and still get a victory bell, or do we use some of the candies we already have and not have a victory bell? And I think we use them all. We're gonna make big moves today. We're gonna get to level 30 and we're gonna have a victory bell. Probably could have made smarter use of my candies if I'd have done it the other way. But oh well. There's a mission complete already. 240 candies. Now we have potatoes. Level 25 skill unlocked. I don't even remember what it was. Inventory up? Yeah. You know what inventory up is? Prime candidate for a subskill seed. If it will let me. Inventory large is available in the game, but I know you can't have 2 of the same subskills. So if I were to use a subskill seed now, since medium is the next step, and we already have medium at level 100, the question is, would the game tell me no? I need to look into that to see if that's the case. It probably will. But let's go ahead and move on to the real fun part. Get this bell sprout evolving. And we now have a weeping bell. For a brief moment in time. And we already have our leaf stone. There we go. Job done. Team is starting to look pretty solid. I did not mean to do that. What I meant to do was this. And now we get our mushrooms coming in. We are not playing around this week. And for the last spot on the team, I meant to long press to see what you have. It's leeks, isn't it? Which leeks are the last main ingredient, or the last ingredient that we need to unlock. And they will make a huge difference. I'm honestly thinking about taking the Quilava off the team and putting in Larvitar. That might be exactly what we do. No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, not yet. I know what we need to do. So we're actually going to put a new teammate on the team. One that you guys were really excited about. And let's see what we can do with this. We have a ton of candies. Really, I'm trying to get to level 25. We do have a moonstone, but I want to get this thing to level 25 and see how it works out. And if it looks like it's working out really well, then we'll evolve it. Told y'all we were making moves today. That is the level 12 Jigglypuff, I believe. Is it? No, it's the level 13 one. So that is now level 25. And there we go. I think we have a solid team for this week. We have a dedicated recipe that we're going for. If, let's see, we don't have ingredient magnets at all. But if we get enough herbs with our tails that we got from the ingredient tickets, we can make the grilled tail curry. And if not, we have Victory Bell and Gengar bringing in mushrooms and potatoes to make a spore mushroom curry. And once we get to a point where we can start consistently, well, we need to unlock leeks first, but I'm not worried about that just yet. Since we just got potatoes, we'll worry about making some of these potato recipes that we've been putting off for a while because we didn't have potatoes. But it looks like we're gonna have a pretty solid team. I'm gonna test out, this is the first time I've really tested out energy for everyone and want to see how well it does. We may do some more investment into the team later, but for right now we're looking at Master 3 on Tau Palo, which, let me make sure that I have my area bonus set correctly. Nope, we are at 35%. I don't think it may get us to Master 4, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Nah, still Master 3, which is more than happy, or more than, what am I trying to say? More than decent for me. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with Master 3 on Tau Palo. Again, it's the event week, so the real reason we're here is to find that Charmander. And this is going to be the team we're running with. Let me make sure that it's actually set. 6,020 RP. That is not our highest RP team that we've had, but it is a really good one for where we're at here on Tau Palo. Why did it not switch my team out? Did I forget to use this team? That's probably why. There we go. All right, now let's back out and get the team. There we go. Already starting off with mushrooms. We haven't even done anything yet. But yeah, that's the team. We're looking pretty good for this week. I'm happy with where the team's at for right now. Like I said, if things go well, probably put some more investment into the team over the course of the week. But for now, we're in a pretty good spot. But that's all I've got for now. I appreciate you guys coming by and watching the video, especially sticking around. I know this is a longer video than usual. So make sure to hit that like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone and welcome back. We are on day 2 on Tau Palo again. I seem to love this place. I always come back here. But we are going to start off strong this week with a 22,863 sneaky snacking. So what I did last night before I went to bed, I did not collect from our Marowak on the team, so that if he did have his main skill triggered, I would get it first thing in the morning. And I learned that I should have done that with Victory Bell as well. And yeah, probably Jigglypuff too. But, you know, you live and you learn. I'm still getting used to this new team setup and new way of running things. But we are going to also start off with 712 sleep points. So that puts us back at 3,630. Quite low compared to where we have been these last couple of months, but it was worth it. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we have had any luck with finding this Charmander we're after this week. It is only a grade 1 sleep, so we shouldn't have exactly 8.5 hours of sleep. I'll take that. But we shouldn't have any chance of an Onyx, I don't believe. I think it doesn't start spawning until grade 2. So 14% dozing, 49 snooze. We got dozing type. So we wouldn't have had an Onyx anyway. Or no, it's an event, so we still have balanced sleep, so never mind. 6.1 million. Not too bad. Not too bad. Definitely could see a Charmander or even a Cyndaquil. We need a better one of each, so I will be happy for either one. But only 5 spawns, so oh, there's a Charmander, so that's exactly what we needed. So we got 2 Ekans, a Riolu, a Wobbuffet, and the Charmander. So hopefully, let's see if anybody's hungry. Exactly the one we need is hungry. And only the one we need is hungry. Yeah, I don't have any progress on anybody else. So we're just gonna go ahead. How do I want to play this? Just trying to think of if there's a way we could maximize. I'm sure there's a better way to optimize everything, but I think for now I'm just gonna go ahead and give Charmander the free biscuit, and we're gonna move on. There's nothing I really want to spend any of our other biscuits on at this point. I mean, Charmander is really the primary goal. Cyndaquil is a strong secondary goal. So we're just gonna take what we've got and move on. And hopefully this turns out to be good. And I really like that picture, just the way the stalagmite is in the way. So I'm gonna send that picture out. Hopefully some people see it. Either way, give people some Charmander candy, which people will need. Only 222 research XP and 526 dream shards, which is to be expected on a Tuesday. But let's go ahead and switch up to the calculator and see. I did not want to click that. See what we're dealing with. We have a level 11 in Calm with Sausage across the board. And then we've got Skill Trigger S, not fantastic, but not the worst. Energy Recovery bonus is okay. Inventory up S is pretty good. Ingredient Finder S is good. And Helping Speed, all of the worst, well, the lowest versions, not the worst. Calm main skill chance up and speed of help down is already going to be terrible, so not good. Yeah, ingredient strength only 15. Ingredient count probably not much different, 19. Yeah, let's check out this skill trigger value just out of curiosity. Yeah, go figure. It would be nice, but we don't want to rely on ingredient magnet. We would like consistent ingredients. So we have another Pokemon that is going to live with the professor. And we will just have to try again tomorrow, and hopefully we can get multiple Charmanders. That would be ideal if we had more than just one at a time. We are going to collect 870 Dream Shards from completing that mission. Another 1,500 sneaky snacking while we were gone. And now let's play our daily lottery. Daily gift. What are we gonna get today? I'm gonna say we're getting a dream cluster today. Looky there. I'll take that. One dream cluster S. I'm not happy that it's a dream cluster, but I am happy I was correct in my assumption. Well, let's see. Do we have any new news? Still no new news. What about you guys? What have y'all been up to? 40 reports. The number is going down. But we did get 1, 2, 3. Only 3 that doubled. Ooh, that's terrible. That's not even 10%. Well, that is just bad luck all around. So that's fun. And no level ups to go along with it either. Man, not a good day on the research reports for me. But all right, let's go ahead and collect. I will definitely take some candies to make back what I spent yesterday. So let's see. First things first, can we get the skill trigger with Jigglypuff? It did not trigger at all yesterday, which is not looking good for Jigglypuff's viability on the team. Still no trigger. I did collect everything from Jigglypuff before I went to bed. It does have a small inventory space, so that's kind of hurting it in the opportunity to get that skill trigger overnight. But it's been on the team for 24 hours now and still no skill trigger. So like I said, not looking good. Victory Bell triggered, I think, twice yesterday. And then again, first thing in the morning, which is the best time for charge energy to trigger. Unfortunately, Marowak didn't pop his. That would have been really good. I don't think it's even possible for... Yeah. I have not collected anything from Cyndaquil. Overall, just bad luck all around this morning. Only 1 skill trigger out of 5. Usually we do pretty good. Only less than 10% double candies. The Charmander being bad. This is just not a good day in Pokemon Sleep for me. Let's go ahead and get to breakfast. Maybe we can turn it around with an extra tasty. We can. I really not even have enough to make. Yeah, I don't have enough mushrooms to make the spore mushroom curry. What is going on today? Okay, we do have some new recipes we can make now that we have potatoes. So I'm gonna switch back over. I'm gonna see if we can at least make a new recipe and try to get. Let's see, we're making curries this week. See if we can at least make something new and get some diamonds going. We have 13 mushrooms, 0 eggs. We do have 14 potatoes. I saw something pop up. Potato chowder. That might be the one. I think that's the one. But let's see if there's something else we can make that's going to be stronger. 12 apples. Only 13 herbs. 18 sausage. We actually can make quite a few things, which we did see some in our list there. But I do want to see what all of our options are right now and try to make the best one that we can. Another 1 ginger, 6 tomatoes, only 9 cocoa, and 27 tails. Nope, not 37, 27. All right, so a lot of these we saw already. We don't want to make any of these basic ones, the bean burger. So really it's only the drought curry or the soft potato chowder, which is going to be the one we make because that's 22 ingredients, which is better than 15. And it's new. So that is the plan. Let's see, let's get 10 milk in there, and we need 8 potatoes and 4 mushrooms. So now preview all question marks. So we are good to go. All right, so now let's round out this pot with what do we want to put in there? I don't think the cocoa is going to do us much of any good this week, so let's throw in the cocos. We're getting tomatoes from Victory Bell. Let's just get rid of the one ginger we have for some reason. And we don't need herbs this week, I don't believe, for anything. Do we need it? Oh. No, we do need the herbs, so let's hold on to those because we need that for the slowpoke recipe. All right. Well, if nothing else, we got a brand new recipe that we made, so at least we're getting 20 diamonds today, even if nothing else went our way. It's still no extra tasty either. 7,893. Is not quite as good. The spore, what is it called? The spore mushroom something, I forget what it's called. Anyway, that one was getting right at 10,000, which is only 2,000 or 3,000 off of what the slowpoke recipe was making. So that's why that's our plan this week. And for that being just shy of 8,000, definitely not the best, but it is better than any of the other recipes. That does bring us up to grade 3. We should be about halfway to grade 4, I think. Let's see. Come on. Almost halfway. A little more than a third of the way to grade 4, so not looking too bad on our progress so far. Did want to double check if there was something special about today. Today is January 2nd. Okay, no, it was the special yesterday for the bonus sleep points of 512. Today we do get an extra 200 throughout the rest of the week till January 6th. But nothing else. Okay, so that's all it is. Nothing special. Well, relative to the rest of the event, nothing special. But don't forget, we are getting the bonus 1.5 times XP, so now's the time to level up some Pokemon if you want to throw them on your team and just kind of help build them up a little bit, especially if you have a sleep XP bonus sub-skill on one of your Pokemon. Now's a good time to level up, especially if you have a growth incense towards, at any time you could use that. It doesn't have to be towards the end of the week like I was about to mistakenly say. But yeah. Not a whole lot going on today. Unfortunately, not a good Charmander, even though we found one. No extra tasty. Less than 10% double candy from our sleep reports. So just an all-around bad day, but maybe tomorrow's luck will be better. But with that said, that's what I've got for today. Appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 3 here on Taup Hollow. Hoping to find this Charmander this week. We definitely need a better one. And we're starting off with 21,693 sneaky snack and can't really beat that. The team is actually doing quite well so far this week. I'm very happy with the investments that we made on Monday. They seem to be paying off. But we are also at grade 5, so we do have a chance for all 3 of our hunts to appear now going forward for the rest of the week. Those are Charmander is the main priority. Cyndaquil is probably the least priority out of the 3. And then Onyx. We did see one a few weeks back, weren't able to take it home, so we will have some progress on it. So we can definitely take it home if we see it. So those are the main 3 that we're looking for right now. And before we get into that, we have 400 sleep points thanks to the event bonus and our free 2-week premium pass. And all that said, let's go ahead and jump into it and see if we get at least one of the 3 of the hunts we're after. So we've got session 158, 9 hours and 20 minutes. Starting to get back to a kind of normal sleep schedule after all the New Year's events. It does look like we are getting snoozing type, which doesn't matter this week because we have the event going on. It's balanced, so we'll get a mix of everything. 14,170,000, not too bad. Not bad for a Wednesday. That is 6 spawns. Looks like maybe 5 potential for the ones that we're after. So let's see. I do see a Charmander tail right there. At least I think that's a Charmander tail. 2 Charmanders. Not too bad. Keep. Okay, so we have a Wobbuffet, Jigglypuff, Geodude, Cubone, and 2 Charmanders. So that's good. Hopefully at least one of them is hungry. Both of them hungry would be better. But at least one. No one's hungry. That is unfortunate. Well, we know what we need to do. Jigglypuff's level 10. We have a pretty solid one. I'm not really worried about that right now, but we know it has to be done. We'll give that one the bonus biscuit. That'll put it 1 regular biscuit away from being full, which we easily can do. And because we have the resources, we are also going to try to take this other Charmander home today and get 2 chances at having something worth investing in. We're going to feed it the regular biscuits first. I'll feed it 1 more and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't get full. No big or mega hit, which is unfortunate. And it's full, so that's fun. Well, we tried. So at least we're getting 1 today. Come on, there's the button. So we at least got 1 today. It's not bad. It's better than 0. And just because we have the event going on, we'll send out some more Charmander candy. Try to help some people out with stocking up. Kind of like we did with Eevee Week. Try to get people stocked up pretty well. Plus Charizard is one of the... I don't know if it's considered S tier, but I think it's A tier currently. So it's one of the better ones to send out candy for anyway. Got 709 research XP and 1,267 dream shards. Let's go ahead and switch over and see if this guy works out. Got level 10 Impish. We've got Sausage, Ginger. I don't know why I'm stopping on Ingredient Magnet. That's a given. We knew that. Inventory up M is good. Ingredient Finder S is good. That's a solid base. Skill Trigger M is not bad. Skill Trigger S, it's redundant. And Energy Recovery bonus, not the best capstone skill, but this is not the worst. Impish is the worst. So, great. Where are you at? There you are. Impish is going to ruin everything. Yep. 42%. Not even as good as the one we have now, which is 50%. So that's fun. This was starting out so well, and then the nature ruined it. Oh well, we still got the rest of the week to keep looking. Hopefully bring in a few more, and maybe we'll get lucky by the end of the week. But so far, not going great. Go figure, my favorite of the original 3 starters, the one I actually picked as a kid, and it's not working out for me this week. It's the hardest one to find. Let's go ahead and play our daily lottery and see what we get. I think we're gonna get some diamonds today, maybe 20. No, another dream cluster. Another dream cluster. Woo. all in all, it's not bad. Definitely going to be saving after the holiday event. I'm going to be making sure we save as many dream clusters as possible to pop those for the next time we have a candy boost, because that is quite expensive. Let's go ahead and check. We have no new news, no medals, but what have you guys been up to? See, we have 46 reports. That's quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 have doubled. 11 seems to be the typical number of doubled candies that we get. So that's an extra 11 candies per day. That's pretty good. It's not bad. It'll be even better once we get an increase in the amount of friends that we can have. We did get one level up, and that's good for an ingredient ticket S, which we also need. Doesn't seem that we need them as much this week so far. It seems like the team is actually bringing in a decent amount of ingredients, but let's see what happens this morning. First things first, let's see if we can get this. Actually, let's do things a little bit differently today. There is one thing I want to do. This has been working out well enough that I'm comfortable with this investment of turning this Jigglypuff into a Wigglytuff. I think this is worth it. We got 2 skill triggers yesterday, which is good for 10 energy for the entire team. So that's 50 energy that we got just from that yesterday. Evolving it will make it level 2 energy for everyone, which I think is 8 energy for the whole team. Let me see. I'm probably wrong on that. 7 energy for the whole team. Which is very good. If this continues to be what's the word I'm looking for? If this continues to be a pattern where we're getting 2 a day, especially now with this much higher frequency that we have versus Jigglypuff, then I think it may even be worth investing some of these main skill seeds into. But we'll just have to see how it goes. The limited resources for main skill seeds for me as a free player, I want to make sure that it's actually going to be truly worth it before I put them into anything. And as of right now, everybody's looking pretty solid. I think the most that I would want to do for anybody else on the team is put some more candies into this guy, but I'm not super worried about it at the moment. Yeah, also this would actually be a decent candidate for a sub skill seed for that skill level up to get it to level 4, and then potentially a main skill seed somewhere else, but I don't think that's the best use of a main skill seed unless I just had an overabundance of them. But now that we've got that Jigglypuff into a Wigglytuff, which increased its carry capacity, which was the biggest limiting factor for its main skill triggering, let's see if we can get one today. Oh, no main skill trigger. I was hoping that that would work. The other 2 that I really want to trigger in the morning is which you've been pretty consistent about triggering that main skill. That has happened quite frequently. And let's see, we got a bunch of potatoes and tomatoes, which we definitely need. That's what I like to see. So what I've been doing is trying to collect from these 2 around like 9-10 o'clock at the latest, a couple hours before I go to bed, and then just leave them overnight. Don't collect again, because I want them to have their main skill trigger first thing in the morning to put them over 100% energy, so that they are more likely to trigger it earlier in the day again to keep them at a higher energy rate, and then that way I don't need to collect from them later on at night. That has been the plan. I'm not going to click on Quilava because it is definitely not going to have a main skill. But we did get 3 out of 4, and that's 1900 just from that one, so that's pretty good. We did get 3 out of 4 main skill triggers, which That's solid odds for me, especially compared to how yesterday went. So let's see. We are definitely going to be making... Actually, I don't know. I may want to make... Since we're not worried about the highest rank possible this week, kind of think I want to see if we can make another new recipe and get our diamonds. Since we're not focused on just maxing out the rank. Need to remember to save this next time. So we have 37. My keyboard is a bit further away from me than usual. Why? I don't remember you moving it yesterday. We have 37 mushrooms. No eggs. Which we do need some eggs for one of these recipes. I forget which one. No apples. Only 19 herbs. 18 sausages. 9 milk. 17 honey. 15 oil. 6 tomatoes. No cocoa. 27 tails. We have quite a few tails. I'm just trying to get enough herbs to do something with those tails. Okay, let's save this for now. So we can make the spore mushroom, the drought katsu, the hearty cheeseburger, bean burger, mild honey, and simple chowder. So unfortunately, we can't make anything new right now. So we're just going to go ahead and back up real quick. And we're going to go with our default spore mushroom curry. And how do we want to fill this out? I think we want to use all the honey. I'm trying to figure out what I can use without ruining something. Honestly, we could throw in some more mushrooms. We're getting plenty of them. I only need 14, so I'll leave exactly 14 just to make sure we have enough for lunch. Kind of a similar story with potatoes, actually. We could throw in 13 of them. You know what? We could probably just max this out with potatoes and mushrooms and be perfectly fine for lunch to make another spore mushroom curry. Let's just alternate, get that filled out, and we'll save everything else and hopefully be able to make another recipe soon. I may have to swap out and put Blastoise on the team for a minute instead of the Wigglytuff just to try to get some more milk, because I think some of them do require some milk. But we're gonna see if we can knock some out now that we've got these potatoes. We did get 10,871 on this spore mushroom curry, which is very good. I think last week in Snowdrop we were getting around 12 or 13,000 on the slowpoke meal, on the tail meal. So to get just about 11,000 is very good comparatively, because it's a lot easier to make this recipe. With this recipe only having 25 base ingredients, it's actually very good. But that's Ultra 1. I think we need... Actually, I think Ultra 1 is the second Onyx sleep style. So 2 chances at Onyx now if I have that correct. And that's putting us quite a bit... Oh, another 608 sneaky snacking just somehow. But yeah, we are doing pretty well in the team department. Still not quite complete with this team. We do still want a better Cyndaquil to replace this Quilava. Gengar's doing well. Wigglytuff is doing pretty good so far. The increased carry capacity should help pretty substantially with the Wigglytuff, and the Victory Bell is doing wonders. That was a fantastic investment choice. So we're doing all right so far. Still on the hunt for Charmander, Cyndaquil, and Onyx, but things are looking well to where we should be able to see a few more Charmanders at least, if not some Cyndaquil, and hopefully that elusive Onyx that just will not show up for me. But that said, that's what I've got for today. I appreciate you coming by and watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 4 here on Taup Hollow. we've got some interesting information to go over later on today, but we're going to go over that later on in the video concerning ingredient Pokemon and some new information that's come to my attention that I think you guys should know. But we're going to start off with 5 diamonds to get the day going, and we're going to start off with getting to the next rank, which I think is Ultra 3. Yep. So Ultra 3 first thing in the morning. And if I can click the button, we can get it going. But let's go ahead and grab our sleep points. We got another 400 and another 7,510 sneaky snacking. Kind of misleading. I was a little slow on the draw today. We did get 21,000 if I remember correctly when I first woke up. So right about 28, 29,000 overnight, which is pretty good. Can't complain about that. We are going to get our 400 sleep points, 200 from the bonus event and 200 from our premium pass. And that said, let's go ahead. Well, we're going to see the rank up animation again. Looks like that is glitched out. But let's go ahead and jump into our sleep report and see if we can find any of the 3 that we are hunting for this week. Session 159. 9 hours, 40 minutes of sleep. Went to bed a little early, got up a little early. 11% dozing, 51% snoozing, and 38% slumbering, so almost certainly another snoozing type, which again does, ooh, balance type. Again, doesn't matter. I was just about to say it doesn't matter because we're doing an event, so it's all balanced. And we got 14 million yesterday, so hopefully we can get close to 20. We go over 20 by quite a bit. 22.8 million, not bad at all. Even got us in a top belly sleep, so let's see who that is. Oh, Gulpin, nice. It is one we already had. But at this stage of the game, most of them are going to be ones we've already had. There's that falling over sleep again. That's funny. Alright, so we've got a Pupitar, a Diglett, a Jigglypuff, a Gulpin, an Ekans, a Dugtrio, and a Rattata. So no new sleep styles today. Anybody hungry? Nope, nobody's hungry, no new sleep styles, and we did not find any of the ones we are looking for. So I think we are just going to... Yeah, we're just going to feed this Pupitar and see what happens. +4 isn't bad. Let's see. We do have 9 great biscuits. I think I might use one on him. And then are you going to be full or can we feed you some more? Okay, we can feed you some more, but I don't think I want to use another great biscuit. Feel like that'd be a little bit of a waste and didn't need it because we got a critical capture anyway. Of course, it comes in right at the end. Couldn't happen in the first biscuit. No, couldn't do that. But oh well, we got one. We're taking the Pupitar home. I don't really know that there's anything else I'm super concerned. Maybe the Diglett. Maybe. You know, let's see. Let's see what happens with the Diglett. It can be very useful down the road if it has the right mix of things. I don't think it's worth a great biscuit though. We do have a while before we need the perfect Dugtrio. So yeah, I'm fine with leaving it there anyway. That's a good place for it to be all full. Next time we see it, we can just give it the bonus biscuit and be done with it. But either way, we got a Pupitar, so we do have something to look forward to. I feel like everybody is gonna get Larvitar candy from other people, so let's send out. Matter of fact, people are gonna need Diglett candy eventually, so let's go ahead and send that out. All right, so 1,299 XP puts us right about halfway to the next level and almost 2,100 dream shards. Let's go ahead and switch over and check and see how this worked out for us. See if this was a good catch. Where is it? Why am I so blind? There you are. I didn't even realize they have where to go. Yeah, I didn't even realize that Tyranitar changes to a dark type in this game. Interesting. All right, well, we've got level 17 in Calm. I think Calm is okay. We do have Ginger and double soybeans, which I don't think that's what we want. Let's see, we've got Helping Speed M. That is what we want to see. Inventory Up S is also very good. Good start. Helping Speed S is not the worst. Inventory Up M, not great. And Ingredient or Skill Trigger M is not the Ingredient Finder M that I wanted. And Calm is actually not good at all. So this is not going to be great. Yeah, only a 46. Far cry from the one we have already. That's unfortunate. But at least it'll give us, I think it's 7 candy for sending a Pupitar to the professor. 7 or 8, I can't remember exactly which. So yeah, unfortunately not good. Definitely going to be going to live with the professor, but it is more candy, so I'll take it. Another 452 sneaky snacking while we were gone, which is going to trigger the Ultra 3 rank up again. Mission complete, get Snorlax to Ultra 3, which I guess it didn't actually go through until that animation right there, so that's weird. But time to play our daily lottery. Are we going to get another cluster again, or are we going to get some diamonds this time? Oh, we got a biscuit. I'll take that. Biscuits are always nice. We did get a medal, I see. Still no new news. What did we get? Number of ground types studied. Okay, 70. I think that might be diamonds. Yep, 15 diamonds. Not too bad. And while we're here, Berries given is maxed. Bedtime's met. This is one I wanted to look at. Okay, so it's all dream shards. Okay, there was another one that I wanted to look at. Steady wake up. There we go. There's the diamonds. So this is what we should be doing for a decent amount of diamonds. Making sure that we're waking up within 30 minutes every day of the same time. And I think steady bedtime is also diamonds. Yeah. And that's going to bed within 30 minutes of the previous day. There's one more. Yeah. Times you've gotten a sleep score of 80 or higher. I'm surprised it's that few. Feels like it should be a lot higher, but that's another one. So going to bed around the same time, waking up around the same time, and getting enough sleep. There's a lot of free diamonds in that. What have you guys been up to? We've got 41 reports with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that doubled. So that's not bad. That's just shy of 25%. Still keeping that number going. We did get 1 level up, 2, 3 level ups for handy candies, which we desperately need after this week's massive investment that we made. But let's collect our mission, and then we can get into making just a dream cluster, so nothing too special. We are trying to hit Master 2 for that Cyndaquil incense. At least we can get one, hopefully. But first things first, let's see how you did. There we go. Starting off right. 7 energy. It's not a lot, but across the whole team, that's 35 energy. And then what about you? You've got some candy, so we won't know. Quilava won't have a main skill trigger. We're 1 for 2 so far. What about you? Cool. 2 for 3. I'll take that. That's good odds. Can we get 3 for 4? No. 2 for 4. Only 50-50 today. But quite a lot of ingredients, which is good. We are going to need those ingredients come the end of the week, which I do have something special planned for Sunday. We're going to do something a little bit different. But for now, ooh, we can make the grilled tail curry finally. I think that's the plan. We make the grilled tail curry as frequently as we possibly can. But actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that. I have something else in mind that we can do. Let's see if I can remember the recipe. It is 11 apples, 8 eggs, 4 potatoes, and let's see the preview. Oh, I was already on preview. And then I think it's honey. Yes. It is not honey. Is it? Or was it more honey? It was more honey. That's what it was. Okay, so 35 out of 45. And let's throw in... Let's get some mushrooms just for some added oomph in this first cook of this recipe. Only 1,670 on screen, but it should be pretty good. I'm glad I didn't make that slowpoke curry because it didn't go extra tasty and we desperately needed to. But egg bomb curry, a brand new recipe, which is now at level 6. And that's another 20 free diamonds. Now the question is that going to put us at Ultra 4? I don't think it'll be quite enough. I think we'll be at just a little shy. Yeah, we are quite a bit shy, a lot more than I thought we would be. But again, free diamonds, which let's remember to go collect this time. 35 out of 48 dishes. We are starting to get through them now that we've got these potatoes unlocked, but I think there's only 1 or 2 more curries that I can unlock with potatoes, and I think the rest require leeks. So starting to get to the point where leeks are going to be very important soon. But speaking of important leeks, I do have one thing to show you guys that I think is going to be very beneficial to you. So we have this little infographic here that has been put together by X Daisy. She's put together this infographic to give you an idea, and this is more of a long-term thing. Keep that in mind going forward. This is more of the mid to long-term game going forward. But to give you an idea of which Pokemon you that you need to be looking for your ingredient specialists for the long term. Now keep in mind, if you have something that's working for you now, like I have Victory Bell, you can see here it's supposed to be tomatoes with tomato, tomato, potato, and the best potato farmer is supposed to be Mr. Mime, according to this information. You can see that my Victory Bell is not that. Mine is tomato, potato, tomato. Now, this Victory Bell is good for the mid game because I need potatoes now, but this is what we need to be looking for, this tomato, tomato, potato for the long term, for the well, not the end game, the later game. But like I said, this Victory Bell will work for now. Similar with Gengar. we have herb mushroom is what we need for the late game, but I have herb mushroom. It will work for now, but we need to be looking for a ghastly that has this ingredient spread, preferably with favorable subskills and natures. The reason why you want these particular Pokemon ingredient combinations is because in the mid game, these are the 3 ingredients you should be focusing on making. And X Daisy goes over this. She has a video, her ultimate cooking guide, which I will leave a link to in the pinned comment. It's a fantastic video. It's about 10-15 minute watch, but she goes over exactly what you should be looking for and why she picked these specific recipes to make. And this is going to be, like I said, the mid game recipes. And then here you have your late game recipes that you should be looking to make, where these Pokemon at level 60 are going to really shine, and having these particular ingredient spreads will help substantially. Now, I did go into, let me just go ahead and switch back over. I did go into the team analysis to kind of get an idea of what we're looking for. And it does seem to be fairly accurate. So just for example, we've already got our Victory Bell pulled up. So let's pull up the exact same Victory Bell. I went way too far. Where are you at? Oh, I don't have ad blocker on. That's why you can see the ads. Victory Bell, there we go. So you can see 35 potatoes, 17 tomatoes. Now let's go ahead and change it to tomato potato. Now, since it's still only level 30, no potatoes on this one. But if we crank them both up to level 60, you can see that now our Victory Bell at level 60 will give us 21 potatoes and basically 48 tomatoes, which not bad. But with tomato, potato, which is kind of fun to say, at level 60, you can see that it's a more even distribution of potatoes to tomatoes. You do lose a little bit of the tomatoes, but you gain a decent amount, an extra 50% on the potatoes, and that's with our Victory Bell. Our Victory Bell is not the best combination of skills and nature. So if you get one that is a better mix of the right skills and natures, you can see a much higher increase in the amount of potatoes and tomatoes that Victory Bell will produce. You can replicate this across others. Let's pull up our... Actually, we got Gengar right there, so let's go ahead and pull up Gengar. Where's Gengar? Where are you at? Come on. This is the one, right? I just haven't updated him yet. Yeah, that's the one. So let's go ahead and put him at level 30 like he should be. And let's do herb mushroom. Again, since the mushrooms are only at level 60, no mushrooms on this Gengar that's herb mushroom. But when we crank them up to 60, and keep in mind, these are the exact same subskills and natures. All I'm doing is changing the ingredient combination and their levels. We get 53 mushrooms for Gengar, ours at level 60, which is good sometimes, but if you're wanting to make the Slowpoke curry, you need herbs, and quite a bit. I think it's 25 for the Slowpoke grilled tail curry. Whereas this Gengar gives you 31 mushrooms and 36 herbs, which is plenty to make that grilled tail curry once a day if you have the tails to do it, but also is a good amount of mushrooms to be able to make the not that side, this side. I think it's the Narrowlease tea that you need the mushrooms to make, so you can use that for desserts. So I went through a few of them, Blastoise, and who else did I compare? I compared a handful of them. I forget exactly which ones. I think Charizard was one I compared, Golem, Blastoise. All of this does seem to be correct, that you get a more even spread of ingredients, which, like I said, in the mid game where we're at now, in our journey, you don't necessarily need this exact ingredient spread. Having potatoes earlier is beneficial because we can use them now, but we do need to be looking for a long-term victory bell to raise up for the future. And really, of course, I went through all of these and none of mine have the proper ingredient spread for what we're trying to do. Oh, pincer was another one I checked out too. So they are good if you have one that gives you the ingredients you need. I am kind of to the point where I think it's worth investing candies and stuff into them up to level 30 to unlock that ingredient drop for them. But beyond that, I don't think it's worth putting any more candies into, and just use them and let them naturally grow over time while you're hunting for the more optimal late game ingredient, Gengar or Victory Bell or whoever you're trying to find. If you already have them, then fantastic, that's great. But whoever you're trying to find, and that's why I was going for that Diglett today, because we need neither of my Doug Trio have this ingredient spread. So that's why I was like, oh yeah, you know, let's try and get that Diglett, but it didn't work out, but we'll get them next time. So like I said, this is a fantastic resource. I'm going to link to XDaisy's Ultimate Cooking Guide video again in the pinned comment. She has a link to this guide that you can download for yourself in her description, but I'm also going to put it, if I can figure out how, I'm going to put it in that pinned comment as well. So that way you can have this for yourself, for you to be able to reference whenever you need. But this is good information to have. Keep in mind, it's all about how you play the game. So this is not, you know, the holy textbook of how to play Pokemon Sleep. If the way you play means you need different ingredient specialists and different combinations, play the way that you play. That's up to you. But if you're wanting to get a more even spread of ingredients, then these are going to be the best case scenarios. There's also some extra notes here about what you should be looking for, and some extra little things here that are beneficial. But I would highly encourage you to go check this out, even if it's not something you end up using. It is good information to have and just to know that it's out there. But that said, that is all that I have for today. I know it's kind of a bit information heavy there at the end, but that's what I've got. I appreciate you coming by and watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone and welcome back. We're on day 5 here on Taup Hollow, and I am kind of expecting some big things today. I don't know if it's just a feeling or if we're actually going to see something, but I have, ooh, that's something. 27,544 sneaky snacking is a good way to start the day. I will definitely take that. Puts us a little over halfway to Master 1, which we should definitely hit before the end of the episode today. We're going to collect our 400 sleep points. Again, the extra 200 from the event. Always nice. So that puts us at 4,830. We have enough to buy another Master Biscuit if we want. So now, especially since we're not saving for buying out the shop, we might start stockpiling some Master Biscuits for down the road, but haven't quite decided yet what I want to do with my suddenly expendable sleep points. Well, let's go ahead and play our daily lottery. Ooh, ingredient ticket M. That's very nice. I will happily take one of those. And let's go ahead and jump into this sleep report and see if we got anything interesting. It is Ultra 5, so we do have a good chance at all of the Pokemon we're hunting for. 10 hours and 5 minutes. I was very sleepy. I think I overslept like almost an hour beyond my alarm. 5% dozing, 56% snoozing, and 39% slumbering. Maybe that's why I slept so long, because I only got snoozing instead of actual restful slumber. But we did get the snoozing type. Doesn't matter because it's an event, so we'll get balanced. Hopefully we can at least break like, 400 million. That'd be nice. We are going to be a little shy though, it looks like. Barely broke 32 million. No a top belly, but we did get a 3-star. So let's see what's going on with that. Few good chances to get one of the three we're hunting. Got another Pupitar. That's interesting. May have another chance at that too. We'll just have to see how it's looking. Okay, we at least got a Charmander though. So we got Charmander, Graveler, Ghastly, which we also need to find another one, Growlithe, Marowak, and Pupitar. Which still leaves one new one, probably that 3-star style. Raticate. I don't think I even thought about Raticate even being here in Tau Palo, but that's our 3-star. Gnawing Sleep. That's actually the last one we need too. Still having a hard time finding that Cyndaquil that we're hunting, and of course the Onyx is always elusive. But we do have a Charmander. Let's see. Let's do something a little wild. Let's give the Ghastly the premium biscuit. Didn't get a big hit, so we will need to use a Poke Biscuit. So that'll guarantee that we take that home. And with any luck, it will have the herb mushroom we're looking for. And then let's give this Charmander a great biscuit. And this one, we just need something good in general. Both of the ones we have are not good. So that's that. Don't think I want to do much of anything else. Lucky number 13. We'll just give Pupitar one biscuit, see if we can get a mega hit. Critical capture. Nope, no dice. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap it up there. Mission complete. Give out 14 biscuits. Job well done. And we're gonna send out the Rattata candy because everyone needs it. But no, seriously, let's see. I really think kind of a difficult choice. Part of me wants to send out the Larvitar candy because of how much is required for the investment, but another part of me wants to try to help people stock up on Charmander candy this week. I'm not really too sure, but Charmander's not super hard to find regularly, so I think Larvitar is probably the right call. And we got 1,293 research XP with 2,987 dream shards. Still clawing back to that 250k we had. I don't think we're anywhere close, but let's go ahead and check out these new friends of ours. We've got Ghastly. Where are you? There you are. Level 12 and Naive with Herb Mushroom Herb, which unless this is just perfect, I don't think we're going to keep because we already have a pretty good one with this ingredient spread. Inventory up L is actually pretty good. That's a great start. Skill level up S, okay. Not really worried about skill helping sub skills in Gengar. Inventory up S is redundant. Skill level up M, not necessary. And ingredient finder M all the way at level 100 is awful. And Naive is just an okay nature. So probably gonna go straight to the professor. Yeah, it drops off even at 80, which is pretty good, and only because the inventory ups. This is still worse than the Gengar we already have. So yeah, that one's gonna go straight to the professor. Then up next, we have Charmander. Level 10 with Lax. I think Lax is actually not great. And we have Sausage and Double Ginger. Not the worst. Not the worst mix. Let's see how these sub-skills pan out. Ingredient Finder S is not terrible. We can work with that. So Ingredient Finder S. Skill Trigger S is also not terrible since it's an ingredient magnet. Ingredient Finder M is significantly better though. Inventory Up S is good. This one actually might be better than what we have so far. And Helping Speed S. Depending on what this nature does for us, it is lax. Ooh, not terrible, but not desirable given the ingredient magnet. So let's see. Ingredient count. Yeah, 71%. It is better than what we have. And even at the early levels, level 25 is where it kind of drops off. I guess because the skill trigger is not the most desirable. Level 30, ginger. I mean, I don't really know what you could do. It's ginger or sausage at level 30. I mean, sausage would be better because we want sausage. And I think it's ginger because we want Charmander, Charizard, whatever it ends up being, to be our sausage specialist. So it would be desirable, but this is better than what we have so far. So I think we're going to hold on to this one for now. We're not going to invest in it just yet. We're going to wait and see if we find something better in the next couple of days. Hopefully that's the case. Let's go ahead and put this in the box. It is exactly level 10. I forget. Yes, you do need to click that button. I completely lost it there, but not too bad. We got one worth keeping, one that's going straight to the professor, and the hunt continues. Let's go ahead and move on. Another 454 sneaky snacking, and let's collect from our mission. So it looks like we're definitely going to get that Cyndaquil incense by the end of the week. Almost said month, which is good because they are just not showing up for us. Let's check. Still no new news. Kind of surprising. I thought we'd have like a features update or something, like a maintenance update. That's what I meant. 44 reports. Very nice. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that doubled up. Good. So we've pretty well settled between that 20 to 25% every day. That's good to know. I think we can pretty conclusively call that unless something changes. I almost hit main menu again, but that's just because I haven't looked at my Pokédex. So let's go ahead and collect the fruits of our friends' labors. Speaking of maintenance updates and feature updates, I'm wondering when they are finally going to implement the feature where feeding Snorlax gives energy to your team. That will be really interesting to see how that affects everybody's overall rankings by the end of the week if you're getting a little bit of energy back every time you feed Snorlax. We are 1 for 2. That is unfortunate, but that's the one we want to see. Give everybody a little boost to the start of the day. This one actually might. Nope. I did collect a couple of berries from it last night just to push it into Ultra 5 before I went to bed. Because we were like that far off of Ultra 5. And I was just about to go to sleep. All right. 3 for 5 is not bad. Especially on Victory Bell. Victory Bell has been pretty consistent with getting its main skill trigger to proc. So I'm definitely happy with how that's been going. And usually Marowak has been pretty good. I think I've been getting 2 or 3 main skill triggers on both of them every day. So cannot beat that. But let's go ahead and get into cooking. And we are going to for sure make the grilled tail curry today. I actually saved up a bunch of mushrooms specifically for that. I wanted to top it off with... Ooh, actually, you know what? We could be... do we? No, I think we hold on to the tails. I was thinking about putting some tails in there to really bulk up this meal, but I think we hold on to the tails because they're so hard to come by. I don't want to just use them unless it is exactly what we need for the recipe. So this is level 23, 5,147 already. So this should be pretty good. Probably 13, 14,000, hopefully. A lot more than that, 17,050. I'll take that. Take that all day, every day. If only collecting slowpoke tails was more consistent. So that will put us into Master 1, I believe. For sure. And a little bit on the way to Master 2 as well. So there's Master 1. And again, we were expecting, I believe it was Master 3 was what the calculator had predicted for us this week. Got a little bit bigger. That grass is growing on the pillow, buddy. I think Master 4 might have been the prediction now that I'm looking at it. But either way, well, that's Master 4 with our Wigglytuff. Originally, I think it was Master 3. So Master 3 or 4 shouldn't be too hard to get to Master 3. It's only 100,000 and we've still got all day today, Saturday and Sunday. So that's almost certainly going to happen. And then another 60,000 to get to Master 4. It's not impossible. It's fairly reasonable, I would say. So maybe we will get Master 4. But we'll just have to keep on keeping on and see how things go. But that is what we've got for that. There were a couple of things that were brought up yesterday in the video, well, that I brought up yesterday in the video and then were mentioned in the comments that I wanted to talk about. You know, some people were saying that all that information is great, but we only are able to get to level 50. So planning for level 60 is not necessarily something we should be doing, considering the game is going to be different by the time level 60 comes around. And to that, I kind of agree. What I was trying to say yesterday wasn't that you should take all that information as the gospel truth and just run with that and only that. It was more of just some information to help you shape your general idea of what to look for going forward. But not necessarily to be like, hey, this is the only thing you can do. You have to have this or it's not going to work out. That wasn't what I meant. If that's the way it came across, I apologize for that. That's not what I was trying to say. That said, I do think that while, yes, it is possible that by the time we get level 60 unlocked, we could have other Pokemon that are better. Like, let's take Blastoise, for example. Currently, according to the infographic yesterday, Blastoise would be the Cocoa specialist we want. And it's entirely possible that by the time we get to level 60, we have another Cocoa specialist that outperforms Blastoise. That is entirely possible. But it's also possible that by the time level 60 rolls around, Blastoise is still the best Cocoa gatherer. So it is good to keep an eye out for one. And if you find one, hold on to it. By all means, do not invest all of your resources into it just now, because he could get overthrown by then. I kind of look at it a similar way to how I play Pokemon Go and the way that I conserve Stardust. I don't invest in a Pokemon until they're needed. That way, when it's time to invest in them, you have those resources available. You don't want to just get that Pokemon and immediately dump everything into it, because you could find another one that's better, or a new one can be released that's better. So that said, if you do find one, I would highly recommend at most dumping resources to get it to level 30. And then after that, just let it grow naturally and hold on to it, but also don't necessarily get rid of your old ones either. Prime example, and I know this is kind of skewed because it's shiny, but even if it weren't shiny, this Wartortle is going to be a fantastic team member when we're ready to use it. It's got milk, cocoa, milk. since we don't have level 60 unlocked yet, having Coco at level 30 is fantastic. This is a great in-between Pokemon to use while we try to find Milk Coco for when level 60 is eventually released. So if you find something like this, don't think that that means that you can't use it because it's not Milk Coco. Like I said, that infographic was just to help you plan, not to tell you what to do, but just for you to look at that information and use that to formulate your own plan that is going to work best for you. And like I said yesterday, and if I didn't say it yesterday, let me say it now. Ultimately, play the game the way that works for you. Play the game that you want to play to where you have the most fun. That's really what this is about. It's a game. It's a little sleep tracker. It's not meant to be competitive. Don't take it super seriously. Just have fun. And honestly, if taking it super seriously is fun to you, then yeah, by all means, take it super seriously. But at the end of the day, play the game your way, have fun, and that's what we're all here for. But with that, I've rambled on enough. That's all I've got for today. I appreciate you guys coming by and watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, later dudes. Good morning everyone and welcome back. We are on day 6 here in Tau Paulo, still on the hunt for our Charmander, Cyndaquil, and Onix. Starting off with 18,392 sneaky snacking, which makes sense. I did collect berries from everyone last night because we were this close to hitting Master 2, and I really wanted Master 2 before we went into our sleep research today. I believe that's where Steelix starts to spawn, so that's why. But knowing me, it's probably Master 3 and I stayed up late for nothing, but we're gonna find out. So let's go ahead and jump in, grab our sleep points, get another 400 a day thanks to the bonus event going on, which puts us at 5,230. And for our daily lottery, maybe we can get something helpful. 100 diamonds would be nice. I will take an ingredient ticket though. Those are always helpful. Very much so. My ingredient ticket inventory is running kind of low and I'm running out of friends to level up to get them for free. So I will take them from the daily gift whenever we can get it. Well, let's jump into this sleep report, session 161. 8 hours, 59 minutes. We got 6% dozing, 35% snoozing, and 59% slumbering, so I know what sleep type we're gonna get. Which typically would be very nice, because that would, you know, give us Onix and or Steelix. I think both are slumbering type. But with the balanced sleep type this week, it doesn't really matter. Got in a top belly. 41.68 million, not bad at all. And that's 7 spawns. Maybe in a top belly Steelix. Nope, just got that adorable top belly Togepi. I see a Cyndaquil though, so that's good. We got one that we want. And a Banette and a Charmander. Interesting stuff. So nothing new. We got Geodude, why not, Charmander, Banette, Cyndaquil, Togepi, and Wigglytuff. So nothing new, but we did get 2 of the ones that we're hunting for. Hopefully at least one of them will be hungry. Come on, man. What is going on? Nobody is hungry lately. So let's see, let's zoom out. And we should, I know what I'm gonna do with Cyndaquil. I wanna find that Charmander and see. Okay, yeah, Charmander has nothing on it. So let's go ahead and give that the premium bonus biscuit. Wigglytuff only takes 5 pips, huh? Or no, that's Charmander. Ignore me, I'm dumb. Scratch that. Alright, so we've got the Charmander in the bag. Now to go and take this Cyndaquil home. which should be pretty, yeah, it'll be pretty easy. Just 2 biscuits and we should be fine. We definitely need a better Typhlosion for the long run for Taup Hollow. Berry Finder S would be very good. Helping Speed M would be very good. Adamant. I think Brave is the other one that's really good for a Berry Gatherer. But we're gonna go ahead and just stick with those 2, and we'll see how they turn out. Let's send out, because Cyndaquil is just stupidly adorable. Let's send out some Cyndaquil candy. Plus, people need some Cyndaquil candy for their own Typhlosions, so we'll make sure everybody's got enough. At 2,181 XP, not quite enough to get us to the next level, but 3,600 Dream Shards to go along with it. And let's see what's going on over here. We've got a Calm, I don't think is great. And let's see, we've got Sausage, Ginger Sausage. It's not the worst. It's actually still viable in the long run because it will give us more sausage than anything. But not exactly what we're looking for. Skill Trigger S is not bad. Ingredient Finder M is very good. Helping Speed S is very good. Ingredient Finder S is good. Inventory Up S at level 100. I'd like to see that a little earlier, but all in all, these are very useful. And Calm is not good. It's very bad. Speed of Help down is pretty rough. All right, so here we go. Yep, that Calm nature is just kind of really dragging everything down. Everything else was really good. That Calm nature is just bad. This one might be usable for a while. I know it's showing a 48%, and that's lower than the 50% that we had already. But with the sub skills, it might be usable for a little while until we find something better. But I'm still not going to invest in it until we do find something better. So we'll just go ahead and put it in the box for now. And hopefully we find something better. But if not, we might be able to use it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is, of course, Cyndaquil. Level 11 and mild. We've got Ginger Herb, which doesn't really matter. It's the base one anyway. All right, so for the sub skills, let's go ahead and clear the board. Oh, there's that button. That's nice to know. Always learning something new. Research XP bonus is not terrible. Inventory Up S, not really useful. Ingredient Finder M is very not useful. Ingredient Finder S, this is not looking good. Helping Speed S, the one that's actually beneficial for Cyndaquil, all the way at level 100. And mild is terrible. Yeah, this is going to be very low on the list, I think. Yeah. 34%. So yeah, that's definitely not as good as the Quilava we have already. So that will definitely be going to live with the professor. And there is not really anything else we need to say about that one. So let's go ahead and move on. A very unfortunate capture today. But we did get another 152 sneaky snacking while we were gone. Grab those candies while we look at the no new news. Still no new medals. And what have you guys been up to? Hopefully getting better luck than me. 43 reports with 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 that have doubled. See, I just said yesterday we're getting consistently 20 to 25%. And here we barely made 10%. Rough day. But that is a level up. For a link cable. My favorite. All right, well, with all that going on, let's go ahead and collect from our helpers and see how many. We might have a skill trigger here. Yep. So there's one, 1400. There's two. 2 for 2 so far. Can we get lucky here? 3 for 3. With 2 of the most important ones actually triggering first thing in the morning, so that's good. 4 for 4. We're doing really good so far. That's a great start. And then, can we make it a perfect 5 for 5? No, almost. 4 out of 5 is still not bad though. Not bad at all. So let's go ahead and cook up some breakfast. We're gonna make the curry again because we did get enough herbs to do so. And actually, we've been kind of struggling a little bit with the mushrooms this time around. Let's throw in a bunch of potatoes. We've been getting plenty of them. The Victory Bell has been putting in a lot of work in that department. Potatoes are slightly less than the mushrooms, but not terribly so. So we can still make a pretty decent meal. Should still be around that, what was it, 16,000 yesterday? Yeah, 16,656. Which is enough for a level up. And it won't be enough to get us to Master 3. But it'll probably put us about 3/4 of the way, maybe. Yeah, right at 3/4, almost 4/5. And to get to Master 3, we just need another, what was that, 14,000? Yeah, that's super easy. We'll definitely get that today. So then Master 4, 533,000. So we would need another 75,000. Actually, pretty possible, especially by the end of tomorrow. Let's go ahead and collect our last mission. Well, not our last one, but the one we have completed. So we've got that Cyndaquil incense. So that's good. We can guarantee ourselves at least one of them. And one thing I want to do before we move on, it's gonna seem a little weird, but we've already hit our goal, which was Master 2 for the incense, and it looks like we're definitely hitting Master 3. So what I want to do to prepare for tomorrow is to swap out and get our milk and cocoa on the team because we're gonna need it for what I'm planning for tomorrow. That shouldn't affect our recipes at all because our recipe is by Gengar and Victory Bell. The Spore Mushroom Curry is like the one that we're really focusing on. This will just help with our recipe tomorrow. So we should have a pretty good day, and if need be, I can swap out Quilava for somebody else if we need to get some more berries on the team and or some other ingredients that might help for tomorrow. But that's kind of where we're sitting overall. Not the greatest research today. I mean, let's go check our Charmanders real quick and see where we're at. Yeah, so we've got this level 10 and this level 11, which level 10 I think was better if I remember correctly. Let me go double check real fast. This level 11, definitely not better, but might be usable just because of its sub skills. See, the level 10 ended up being like, yeah, 71%. So that's better than, this is our old one, which is all sausage, which is not terrible either. That's not a bad combination. Unfortunately, why is this one so bad? This one doesn't look terrible to me other than ingredient finder all the way at the bottom. Let me check this one again. What is that? Energy recovery down, which is it'll be this one, right? Lonely, yeah, 56%. So it's actually gone up since they've recalculated or redone how they calculate the Pokemon stats. I mean, it's a long way to go to get ingredient finder. This one's actually not terrible, but it would require a lot of investment to make it good. So I think we're still going to look for something. Yeah, we're still going to look for something better. That one's not bad. I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. Definitely better than this one. 6% Charmeleon, which the nature ruins it. That's what it was. I was looking at the sub skills thinking those weren't bad either, but that nature just kills it. Yeah, 7%. Ingredient finding down, and you don't get ingredient finder S to kind of balance it out until level 100. That's pretty bad. So unfortunately, it's bad, and stupidly, I think... No, I didn't. Good. I was gonna say, I thought I spent a main skill seed on it back in the day, but no, I did not. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with our Charmanders. None of them are really great. Level 10 is the best one we've gotten. It's only 71%, so we could do a lot better. So the hunt still continues, and it's not the most ideal ingredient spread. So the hunt continues. But that said, that's what I've got for today. I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We are on day 7 on Taup Hollow, and hopefully we have a very good day ahead of us. It is not the last research of the week, but it is close to the last research of the week. So hopefully we got something interesting to show up today. We are still on the hunt for the Charmander, Onyx, and Cyndaquil. But we're going to start off with 16,358 sneaky snacking. Got our little pop-ups overlaid on top of each other by accident again. Another 400 sleep points puts us at 5,630. I wasn't actually sure if I slept a full 8.5 hours today, but I guess, spoiler alert, I did. Well, let's go ahead and play our daily lottery. It's been a while since we've got some diamonds, so I'm hoping we get some. Energy Pillow's not bad. For somebody like me that doesn't take naps ever, Energy Pillows are kind of nice. Kind of nice to have on hand when you need them. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the sleep report and see if any of our hunts can be completed. We have session 162. Oh, 9 hours, 37 minutes. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I did wake up late today, now that I think about it. Got 16% dozing, 32% snoozing, and 52% slumbering. Which is going to give us dozing, but again, the event, that's not really all that important. We still have a chance to see the Onyx from the slumbering type. And actually, since we made it to Master 2, also a chance to see Steelix. There's a top belly. I'll take that. 49.1 million. Not as much as I would have liked. I was hoping to break at least 50, but close enough, I guess. Yo, that's new. A little top belly, oh, Sableye. Drew a total blank on the name for a second. Well, there's our Cyndaquil incense kicking in there. So we got quite a bit. We got Cyndaquil, Rattata, Gulpin, Wynot, Houndour, Growlithe, Arbok, and Charmander. And then the one new sleep style, the top belly Sableye. 4,900 dream shards. Jeez. We're slowly getting the Sableye sleep photos knocked out. Still need 1 and 3. That's kind of weird. Still 9 Pokemon and no one's hungry? What is happening? What is going on this week? I think it's been, 4 days now and no one's hungry. It's very weird. Well, we know what we're here for. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this Cyndaquil. We use the incense, so, well, that works too. I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I should have used a Poke Biscuit first rather than the bonus biscuit. So that's something I need to remember going forward. If you have a Pokemon that's for sure going to take your regular biscuit, somebody's car alarm is going off. Well, I don't think you guys can hear that. Hopefully not anyway. Sorry if you can. But yeah, I need to give it a Poke Biscuit first in case that happens, and then give it the bonus biscuit if it doesn't. Otherwise, we just waste our bonus biscuit for no reason, which we could have used for Charmander. Which, speaking of Charmander, let's go ahead and see what happens here. Kind of in a pickle with this. We know for sure we're gonna have to use a Great Biscuit at some point. And if we use a okay, so it could be full after this one biscuit. If it gets a big hit with a regular Poke Biscuit, it's not gonna be full, but if we get a big hit with a Great, it will be. And if it's not full, then we can still take it home. Come on, don't be full. Thank you. Okay, that worked. All right, so we got 2 out of the 3 that we're on the hunt for, so at least we got something. Hopefully these 2 turn out better than the 2 yesterday. But that's, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Not super worried about bringing home a Sableye. It's, from everything I've heard and read, it's pretty bad, so I'm not worried about it. Not even sure that I want to bother sending out the candy for it. What is going to be most useful for people? I feel like enough people probably have... I feel like most people probably have enough Charmander candies, and Cyndaquil kind of feels more rare than Charmander to me. So we'll send out some of the Cyndaquil candy. We are going to get 2,392 research XP, which is enough to level up. We get one of our biscuits back, and a friend incense, and a Dream Cluster M. And 5,945 Dream Shards to go along with it. And now's the moment of truth. Let's see. We've got a level 11 Brave Cyndaquil, which... Actually, I think Brave is very good, if I remember correctly, for a berry gatherer. With ginger, herbs, and oils. Which we don't really care about the ingredient spread on a berry specialist. Helping Speed S is a great first start. Ingredient Finder S, not so much. Skill Trigger S is okay. Inventory Up S, not great. And Inventory Up M, also not great. This one seems like it could be usable. Brave is actually not bad. Brave is second best nature, if I recall correctly. I think Adamant is the only one that's better, just to tone down the amount of ingredients you get. So let's see. This might actually be pretty good. It is better than the Quilava we currently have. Not crazy, it starts off at 96 and then drops all the way down to 61, but that'll happen with all these ingredient finders and skill triggers. But it overall is still better than, yeah, this is saying number 1 out of 25 for level 1. So it starts out with the best possible start and then goes downhill from there. But yeah, 77 is still better than the Quilava we have, so we're definitely going to hold on to it. And unless we get something better tomorrow, we might be investing in this one, at least for the short term. But let's go ahead and move on and check out how this Charmander is going to work out for us. Level 11 and Calm, I think, is bad. all sausage, which isn't the worst. It is going to eventually be our sausage specialist, so would like to see the ginger or the herbs on the last slot, but it's not the worst. We are going to get helping speed S. Well, let's go ahead and refresh. So helping speed S, inventory up S is good. Skill level up S, it's okay. Actually, no, that's pretty good for ingredient magnet. Skill trigger, also good. We just need ingredient finder. Helping speed M, not great. And then calm is bad, yeah. I think we had calm yesterday too. Or one of the Charmanders recently had calm. Yeah, 26%, that's even worse. And even on ingredient count, only 30. Yeah, it's just not, we are not having any luck with these Charmanders. So that is another fiery friend for the professor. So unfortunately, not great, but at least one of the two was good. So, well, decent. One of the two we can use. So it's something. It's a lot better than yesterday. That's for sure. We are just not having great luck this week. But let's see, we've got no new news, but you guys have definitely been up to some stuff. So let's see what y'all got up to. 39 reports, not bad. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6 that doubled. Interesting, about 15%, I think. We're just having bad luck all around these last couple of days. But it is what it is. There's at least one level up, maybe 2. Nope, just the 1 for a link cable. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump into getting ready for breakfast. First things first. There we go. It is seeming like Wigglytuff is a solid addition to the team, and if things continue to go well, it may be time soon to invest in that Wigglytuff. But that's what I need to see. I need the milk and cocoa, and for that ingredient magnet to proc, because I need all the ingredients I can get today. Before we move on to Gengar, who's almost certainly going to fill up our inventory pouch, let's get these two. They have very consistently been triggering their main skills, and of course you let me down right when I'm talking. I'm sitting here praising you and you let me down, so fun. But all right, our inventory pouch is full, but that should be fine because we're gonna do something a little different today. We have 90 spots for ingredients in this pot, and we're gonna make something very, very fun and hope it works out in our favor. There's a reason that Blastoise is on this team, and it's for this, for the milk and the cocoa. And then Victory Bell is on our team for the tomatoes and the potatoes. It's going to take a lot of potatoes. And then we are going to throw in every one of these mushrooms. And that should, yep, we have enough to fill the pot with all the mushrooms. But we're going to make something new, fun, and interesting today. And with any luck, it will be extra tasty. Any luck. Hopefully all that bad luck we've been having on everything else will counteract the good luck we're about to have with this extra tasty that we're going to get right here. Nope. But it is 20,054 for the Dream Eater Butter Curry. First time we've made it, and 20,000 should put it at least at level 10, I think. Almost level 10. Only 700 off. But that's the first time we've made it. And again, Blastoise is on this team now because my plan is to make it for every meal today. 1, to try to level it up while we can, so that when we get to a point where we can make it more consistently, it's already at a higher level. And 2, because today is the only time we're going to be able to make it with the increased pot space. Master 4. So we exceeded expectations this week. I believe the prediction was only Master 3. But it may have been close enough to Master 4 that with the room for margin of error, we could have easily got to Master 4. But we're only 67,000 off of Master 5, which, especially if we can get at least one extra tasty today, we'll definitely hit that. We did clear... Nope. We cleared that mission. I thought we had to... Oh, no, it was the notes that popped up about the curry we just made. So let's go ahead and grab our free diamonds. And I believe that means we only have 3, maybe 4 more curries left to make until we're done. So let's see if we show all the recipes. Yeah, we need to make 2 of them that require the leeks. Actually, that's all we have left, just the 2 that require leeks, and we are done with curries until they release some new recipes. But that's good. That'll give us time to work on leveling these up and hopefully maxing them out before they release new recipes. But we got a long way to go, and a lot of these lower level recipes are not going to be fun to max out. But that's if we're being super completionist, and I don't know yet if I want to do that. But while we're here, let's go ahead and make sure to log that this is now level 9. And then we should be good to go. As far as the team today, don't think we're really going to make any changes. We're in a good place. The only thing I may do is swap Quilava back in just for the extra berry production to try to make sure that we hit Master 5. But if I do that... Oh, I did forget something completely. We still need to go and gather ingredients from Victory Bell that we left on the ground. Where'd you go? Where are you? There you are. That's a bunch of tomatoes and potatoes that'll go into that Dream Eater curry for lunch. And then here's a bunch of mushrooms and herbs that we're going to throw in as well. So, yeah, it ought to be an interesting day. Really hoping we can hit Master 5. That would be a record for us here in Taup Hollow. Let me see. I think we've already broken our previous record. Yeah, we've already broken our previous record. So hitting Master 5 would set a new standard, and I'd feel pretty good about it since we would have hit it without any boosts from any event, just using the island boost, and really just had a solid team and made consistent recipes all week. So even though the spawns and the Pokemon we've caught haven't really been that great this week, in terms of just being able to feed Snorlax consistently and power it up, we have been doing fantastic. So all things considered, it hasn't been a bad week. It's just been kind of an average week. But that said, that's what I've got for today. Appreciate you coming by and watching the video. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, later, dudes.